Coppola esteve no Brasil para divulgar seu novo filme, Megalopolis, uma espécie de épico romano da atualidade. A ideia foi fazer um paralelo entre a ascensão e queda do Império Romano antigo com a ascensão e queda do Império Americano de hoje.
One filmmaker has always been ahead of his time.
Na utopia de Coppola, a reconstrução de uma nova megacidade deve restabelecer o senso de coletividade e novos valores.
Do it for me. Try. Stop time for me.
A dúvida de parte do público e da crítica é se esse chamado regresso alucinante do diretor estaria em sintonia com uma carreira que se consolidou com clássicos da sétima arte.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Dracula.
So, Francis, this is for years a project, and I know that you read a book that was very important for you. That's the Catalan Conspiracy.
Well, it was a book called 12 Against the Gods, and it was written by William Bolitho. And it was the story of 12 people who defied the times, one being, for example, Giordano Bruno, or the dancer, individuals who went against what was going on in that time. And one was Sergius Catalan, and it told the story of the Catalan conspiracy.
So you decided to do this kind of parallel between the ancient Rome and America, New York City.
Well, the conflict was, I could imagine that it could be the mayor of New York versus the Port Authority leader at that time. And it could happen in America or it could happen in Rome. And I said, well, let me make it. I've never seen a Roman epic set in modern America, so I thought that would be fun to do.
What about those standing in your way?
Power to the people!
You like it the way it is.
People don't need dreams. People need help now.
Ever since the cinema was born, they always made Roman epics, mainly because everyone knew about Rome, but it was free. You could have stories of gladiators and sexy slave girls and wars.
Win the crowd, and you will win your freedom.
Are you not entertained?
And there's been a Roman epic every decade since I've been alive. Just even now, there's Gladiator, and now Gladiator 2. So there was Spartacus of the great Stanley Kubrick. So there's been no shortage of Roman epics, and usually it's possible to bend whatever the story is to whatever the politics of the day is.
The symbol of the Senate, all the power of Rome.
You said in an interview that Megalopolis and Apocalypse Now had something in common.
If I say it's safe to surf this beach, Captain, it's safe to surf this beach.
They both don't play by the rules of the current movies. Apocalypse Now, when it came out, people said it's the worst movie ever made, and other people said it's the best movie ever made. So whenever you get that kind, and the same thing with Megalopolis, I have, literally the same thing. This is the worst movie we ever saw, and this is the greatest movie. Fortunately, the people who think it's great are filmmakers and people I admire, although I don't know them all. But the people who think it's less than good are people who have bought the formula that is today's easy recipe on how to make a successful film.
1, Crassus is mine. 2, the bank is mine. And 3, and this may come as a little surprise to you, right? Caesar's mine.
Caesar says Don't let now destroy the forever. We are in need of a great debate about future.
And we want everyone in the world to take part in that debate, and that's true. I mean, isn't it obvious that what's at stake today with our beautiful planet and with our capability of destructive power being so potent that for the sake of the future of the children who are going to inherit the earth, we have to talk. And we have to talk. We want everyone. It's not for, anyone to be left out. We want everyone in the world to take part. And the question we have to ask is a simple question. Is the society we're in the only one available to us? Can we come up with ideas to make it better? And of course we can. I mean, we are incredibly talented species of people, and it's in our interest to talk.
And a theme important in the movie is about time. You say that artists are able to control time.
Now, time.
Stop!
Film manipulates time. I mean, ever since the beginning of cinema, we could go back, we could tell what happened before, architecture is a form of frozen music. Of course, artists, that's what being an artist is, someone who can control time.
Time, show me the future. Together, we'll discover new paths which lead to the unknown world ahead of us.
There's something about Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, and he was a philosopher, a Stoic philosopher. And I want to know that how important is the thoughts of Marcus Aurelius for you?
Well, there's one scene in the picture where the father wants his daughter, he raised, teaching her Latin and teaching her his classic background, and he wants her to say a Marcus Aurelius quote that confronts her lover, which is, that about people believing that people of the future are going to be even better. But she gives 3 Marcus Aurelius quotes, one for each, for her father, for her lover, and for the audience, which is, finally, she says, time has changed. Our lives are what our thoughts make it. In fact, I just lost my wife, and one of the things that are most comforting, because I was married 60 years, Marcus Aurelius says, when you lose a loved one, do things like them so that they live in you. And that's been very comforting to me.
About your wife, you dedicate the movie for her, and you said that you want to do something in England now.
I never lived in England, so I mean, I was married 60 years, so I always lived wherever I lived with her. And when I woke up in the morning, my favorite time was the conversation we had about over coffee, over what was happening. And if you keep your wife a prisoner, she's no fun to talk to in the morning. But if your wife has a full life and is doing work and her own work, then she's fun to talk to.
You said a thing that I think that it's a challenge for everyone, and it's very important that you like to take risk, because in art you have to take risk.
It's not that I like to take risk, it's just that there is no art without risk.
Yep.
Because whenever you do a work of art, you can't be sure that it will work, that it will be alive. So, what I said was, making art without risk is like making babies without sex. It's an ingredient. The unknown is, if you're trying to illuminate life, it means you're trying to light the darkness, and you don't know what's in the darkness. That's the point. There's another line in Megalopolis, is when you leap into the unknown, you prove you are free. I am not afraid of leaping into the unknown because I am free. But no one else that I know is really free because they're terrified to leap into the unknown.
There's still so much to accomplish, but is there time? Go.
E Francis Ford Coppola tem uma filmografia invejável na história do cinema. Ele fez parte da chamada Nova Hollywood, movimento de jovens cineastas como Steven Spielberg, George Lucas e Brian De Palma, que na década de 1970 se tornaram diretores autorais e muito influentes. Sua carreira ganhou holofotes com a trilogia O Poderoso Chefão, saga sobre os Corleone, poderosa família da máfia italiana em Nova York. A primeira produção é de 1972 e levou 13 estatuetas do Oscar, de melhor filme, melhor ator para Marlon Brando e roteiro adaptado.
This Hollywood big shot's gonna give you what you want.
He says there's no chance.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Em 1974 é lançado O Poderoso Chefão 2, seguindo aí a trama mafiosa do primeiro filme. Francis levou o Oscar de melhor direção.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
Em 1991 temos a conclusão da trilogia com Al Pacino como protagonista.
I command this family, right or wrong.
Outro clássico de Coppola, de 1974, é A Conversação. O filme é considerado pequeno em termos de produção, mas um dos melhores do diretor. Aqui ele faz um estudo de personagem com Gene Hackman vivendo um ambíguo vigilante particular. Vencedor da Palma de Ouro do Festival de Cannes de 1974.
Jack Tar Hotel, room 773. Kill us if you got the chance.
Drácula, de Bram Stoker, é outro clássico do diretor. A produção de 1992 é considerada a melhor versão da história do famoso vampiro da Transilvânia até hoje. Sexo, paixão e sangue se juntam nesse filme de terror gótico, protagonizado brilhantemente por Gary Oldman.
I want to be what you are. I want to see what you see. I want to love what you love. Take me away from all this death.
E Apocalipse Now não é só a grande obra-prima de Coppola, é um dos melhores filmes de todos os tempos. Durante a Guerra do Vietnã, em 1970, o capitão Willard tem a missão de caçar o Coronel Kurtz, um excepcional Marlon Brando, que aparentemente enlouqueceu e se refugiou nas selvas do Camboja, onde comanda um exército de fanáticos. Foi uma das produções mais insanas do diretor, mas que teve um efeito cultural reconhecido até hoje. Reconhecimento estendido a todo o legado da obra de Francis Ford Coppola.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
Este é o Metrópolis, que volta amanhã.
This is the end, my only friend, the end of our elaborate plans, the end.
Informação, entretenimento e cultura, você está no lugar certo. Metrópolis Programa. Segue a gente para ficar por dentro de tudo que rola por aqui. Eu estou te esperando.